Good morning. Good morning. How the heck are you? Michelle doesn't realize that I'm going to do this whole thing in operetta today. I have not told her. My name's Charlie Destries, and right about now, 2 years ago, I started coming to this place by accident, and I stayed. Myself and a friend of mine, Julie Marquis, who isn't here today because of the snow, and that's especially because she's from Virginia, and I'm very sad for her. Hi, Julie. I know you're watching. Yeah, she is. Yeah. So 2 years ago, we came in to talk to Michelle, Reverend Michelle, about some stuff, and we never did. Michelle said, "Just come to the service. We'll talk afterwards." Well, it's still afterwards. Here we are. It's really amazing. It's no exaggeration for me personally to say that this really has changed a lot about my life. And I know that sounds like a bold statement, and maybe that doesn't happen to everybody. But I know it does change your thinking, because there's a reason why people are attracted to this wonderful place, and it's because we allow free thought, and we talk about things, and we're kind. And to me, being kind is the bottom line in this world. And so this wonderful congregation, who is just pretty amazing to me, has really given me that direction, my wife that direction, our granddaughter Poppy, who's not here today, but she'll be here next week, that direction, and many of you. So it's been just a wonderful, wonderful experience for me, and I just wanted to tell you that. So, you know, UU Amherst, this wonderful place that you are at, that I just talked to you about it, we're truly an emerging congregation. It's definitely rebounding from COVID, and it's creating a warm and welcoming space for all ages, from little kids to people that are right past 100. We may not all agree on what to call that, which is of ultimate importance, but we make it our religious practice to create the conditions where that exploration can take place. We're so glad that each one of you is here today, even with this weather. I mean, it really is interesting, and it's wonderful that you're here. And if you're a newcomer, welcome, and we hope you'll keep coming back and make this your spiritual home with us. For those who have already made UU Amherst your home, we hope you will continue to challenge yourself to grow and discover opportunities to learn and serve, and there are many, many opportunities. For those gathered in the chapel, I urge you to actually turn off your phone completely. Just turn it off. So just to free up the bandwidth, there are a lot of people online that are watching this service, and so they kind of depend on a nice, free-flowing service through their monitors. Our Wi-Fi is wobbly at best, like me sometimes, and we want our online community to have as full an experience as possible. So if you could please shut off your phones, that would be awesome. If you need a little extra hearing support, we have assisted hearing devices at the ushers station, and you could code Vicky, I guess, at the back of the chapel. Feel free to borrow one for the service, because you're not going to miss a moment. I really do mean that. Everything about our time together has been carefully crafted to create a cohesive experience. So let yourself relax, take a deep breath, your friends, to be fully present to what unfolds around and within you. And so we begin affirming once again, whoever you are, wherever you love, you are truly welcomed here.
Let me add my words of welcome to Charlie's. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities are she and her. You have found your way to you, whether it is live and in via the live stream, YouTube later. You've made your way here, braving, if not physical, perhaps mental or spiritual ones, gathered to make a connection, to hold one another in our days, to sit quietly with our grief or sing joy, act of defiance toward a world that would seem to want to sap us of our joy. And you'll notice I said world, not earth. The earth, the holy living presence that nurtures and sustains us, and that will receive us back to itself when life has used us up. Well, we are creatures of the earth. We are earthlings, along with the trees and the rivers and the salamanders and the bobcats. And we earthlings have gathered to remember the connection between us. I offer these opening words from Reverend Leslie Takahashi. Come, come, whoever you are. Come with your hurts, your imperfections, your places that feel raw and bruised. Come, come, whoever you are. Come with your strengths that the world shudders to hold. Come with your wild imaginings of a better world. Come with your hopes that it seems no one wants to hear. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, we will make a place for you. We will build a home together. Ours is no caravan of despair. We walk together. Come, yet again, come. To begin by singing together, breathing together, making music together, embracing the beauty of lyrics that call us. So this song, look at that, it's just a tiny little song. And it's a shaker tune. And it has hand motions, because I know that's your favorite thing. And the hand motions help you remember what the lyrics are, right? Of course they do, Michelle. Thank you. So it's love is little, so you make like a little. And then love is low, the little namaste bow. Our spirits grow, you make a chalice out of your body. Doesn't that feel nice? And then bring them back with grow in peace and grow in light, like you're giving someone a flame. And the most fun part is you tumble your hands. Love will do the thing that's right. Let's just try it together. So love is little, love is low. Love will make our spirits grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Do the thing that's right. You're wonderful. So now we're going to sing it. We're going to sing it 3 times. First time will be, oh, what are we doing? Second time, I think I know this. Third time, ooh, I know this song. So let's rise, embody your spirit so that you have plenty of room for your grows. Love is a little, love is low. Love will make our spirits grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Love is little, love is low. Love will make our spirits grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Now with great gusto. Love is little. Love will make our spirits grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Thank you. You may be seated.
We're going to do something here that is beautiful. It's our land acknowledgement, and Sam Groat, you're going to help us today with the water. I'm sorry. Oops. Is that better?
Bring your piece of paper.
All right. It's my first time. I'm a little nervous. When we gather, we elements of water and fire to create this we can be present. We begin with an acknowledgement that our church is built on holy ground, land that was nurtured and cultivated by those who occupied it before us. We offer this libation as we honor the struggle of all people seeking justice and peace. We seek the courage and wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and build a better future story with all our neighbors and fellow creatures together. It is our custom when we gather to light a chalice, the chalice is a cup or vessel that symbolizes the gathered people of Unitarian Universalist faith. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sun, and meaning in celebration of the life we share together.
Thanks, Sam. Each week, we are invited to bring our whole selves into this beloved community. Our joys, sorrows, our overwhelm, our all of it. And I don't know if it's true, in my body, I'm carrying a little bit of all of it. A way that we create the container for this loving place is to come forward and to place a stone or a shell on the table labyrinth in honor of all that you bring. And maybe you're thinking, I'm good, I'm fine. You're still invited to participate because maybe somebody needs to see you do it so they know it's safe for them to do it. Completely voluntary. Come forward as you will. I place the final stone in recognition of those who are gathered in our wider community, our online community, held, embraced, by this congregation. Let's just bring ourselves here. The beautiful flowers throughout the sanctuary are from the memorial service yesterday of Per Rolsvig, and so we hold his family in tender care. We bring into our circle of love those who are ill, those who are in pain either in body or spirit, those who are feeling lost or overwhelmed, and those who have been wronged. Threshold of hope and despair. May our hearts remain, even when we would create a wall around them. Continue to find hope in the goodness of life and in the source of love. May we find strength and peace and the courage to carry on. Amen and I'd like to invite the children up to join me. Of their grown-ups are also welcome. Actually, any grown-ups, if you want just to be closer, you certainly may. Because I have a Wonder Box with me today. So I wonder what's in it. Because I only have the Wonder Box if there's something going on. Did you hear that? Knock, knock. Anybody in there? I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you. Could you articulate that a little better? Jeffrey. Oh, it's Jeffrey. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Hey, Jeffrey, what are you doing in the Wonder Box, buddy? Well, I wanted to join in the fun today. How many hands does Reverend Michelle have? There we go. There, Jeffrey likes to help hang out. It's very helpful. So my friend Jeffrey, well, he is? Yes. What is he? A hedgehog. Well, he looks kind of like a hedgehog. I think he may be a little porcupine. Hedgehogs, they're kind of prickly. Sorry, Jeffrey, I didn't mean that personally. Are you prickly today? I'm sad. Oh, sad? Sad, Jeffrey? Oh, wait. Did those other animals forget to give you a Valentine this week? Oh, they gave me one, but I don't think they really like me. Oh, why do you say that, Jeffrey? If they really liked me, they would know presents are not my favorite thing. They'd know what I really, really, really want. Wow, that's a lot. And what is that, Jeff? What do you really, really, really want? Ever since I was just a little kid, I have wanted cuddles. I love cuddles. Oh dear. Can you think of a reason why cuddles might not be easy for your friends? Is it because I'm a little prickly? Well, I'm afraid so, Jeffrey. We know you don't mean to be. Sometimes it just happens. Can you think of another way your friends might show how much they like you? Well, they could say nice things to me. Oh, that's a good one. We call that words of affirmation, and it's a form of a love language. Some people like to give presents, and some like cuddles, and you just mentioned saying nice things. These are all great. Maybe they could play with me. Oh, good idea. Spending quality time with friends. Do you think you could ask your friends to do some of these things even if they're not cuddles? Oh, that sounds scary. They won't like me if I ask for things that I need. Well, Jeffrey, sometimes we just have to be brave and ask. My friends, Miss Candace and Miss Kathy, have something to sing about being brave. How about we listen all together, and we, feeling very brave, we can even cuddle a little bit. Oh, he's not quite so prickly right now. Would you all like to sing? Yes, please. I gave you the big intro. Music stand. Excellent. Do you need an extra baby to hang on to?
Amazing, you turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast with a backlash of somebody whack a glove. It's not too long to I'd rather struggle in silence.
So, Jeffrey, are you feeling a little bit braver after all that? Oh, yes! And I remember something. I like to give presents as much as I like to receive them. And I have a special surprise in the Wonder Box for my friends. Oh, all right. Well, let me see what's in here. Oh, do you mean this? Yes, I mean that. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Well, it's a mysterious red envelope. Oh, what do you think, Kathy? It's a mysterious red envelope, isn't it? Would you like to carry it? You want to carry it to your class? Yeah, okay. Do you think it would be all right for me to go with the children right now? What do you think, kids? Can Jeffrey come and play with you? Yeah? Okay, well, let's sing our children out using our special song. You want to carry Jeffrey? Evelyn? You want to carry him? Go and feel of our hearts go with you.
I'd like to take a moment to tell you about an opportunity. You'll notice in your order of service this week and next, we are collecting funds to benefit the local refugee partnership. On January 24th, the executive branch of the U.S. government issued a stop work order freezing the distribution of funds for the reception and placement program that provides support to refugees during their first 90 days in the U.S. Those funds provide basic needs like housing and food, as well as funding the agencies that ensure that refugees are enrolled in schools, placed in jobs, and have access to health care and other social support systems. There are 731 refugees in Western New York who have arrived in the last 90 days. Now think about that. And are now at risk. The Refugee Partnership's goal is to raise $1.5 million. Out Western New York are helping the partnership to reach their goal. Next to the usher station back, there is a small desk for cash contributions. You can give during the offering later in the service, on your way out, or any of the many ways that we make generosity easy here at UU Amherst. At a time when it is too easy to feel helpless, hopeless, and afraid, we can make a huge difference in these people's lives. Thank you.
So that was just to give you an alert so that later on, time for the offering, you are not standing on your head and scrambling. So I'd like to invite you into a shared reading that you might associate more with weddings than necessarily a Sunday morning. It's Paul's letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13. Les and I did not have this reading at our wedding. Too many realistic expectations. It's helpful to remember that Paul wrote this letter to bring that early Christian back into covenant. This passage is not about dreamy, romantic love. Paul is addressing some serious disorders in the congregation. Power grabs, a disregard for those in the community who were not holy enough, and the marginalizing of the congregation's disadvantaged members. Don't worry. I did not choose this text to wag a finger at any behaviors. As we focus on courageous love and acts of service, it is helpful to remember to always keep love at the center. So as I said, this will be a I will be reading as one, and then Charlie will be leading you all as all. So here we go. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and angels but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or clanging cymbal.
And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries, knowledge, and if I have faith so as to remove mountains but do not have love, I am nothing.
If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body to be burned but do not have love, I gain nothing.
Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth.
It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. Prophecies will come to an end. Tongues will cease. Knowledge will come to an end. We know in part, we prophesy in part. But when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end.
When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child.
When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. Now we see in a mirror, in a riddle.
Then we will see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I will know fully.
Now faith, hope, and love abide, these three. And the greatest of these is love. What's your love language? When I initially decided on a title for this week to include in the newsletter, 6 weeks before I knew I was going to preach, that's a super fun part of being a minister, is that crystal ball, that crazy 8-ball. What shall I preach on? 6 weeks. So I kept it as vague as possible. And I was really only thinking about how we express love through acts of service. Then our administrator, Elaine, asked if I was going to want an image for the order of service that reflects the 5 love languages. 5 love languages. I wonder what they are. So I asked my friend Google, and I saw that the 5 love languages are the ones that Jeffrey and I talked about. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, and acts of service. Great! I wasn't sure how I'd have time to include all of them in depth, but I figured I could touch on them. And then I scrolled down the page. No, there are 7 love languages. More scrolling. No, there are 10. I stopped scrolling. Humans are endlessly creative. Do not doubt that the actual number is potentially infinite. But before we get into the love part, I think it's important to talk about language. You see, love language is difficult for us to interpret as spoken language. An unfamiliar accent can throw us off. When we encounter someone with an unfamiliar accent, we have to listen extra hard. We might even find it helpful to watch their lips or their gestures to help us understand. Active listening is an acquired skill, and sometimes we have to do a little bit of contextual guesswork to get the message. We do contextual guesswork all the time. You're reading a book, and you get an unfamiliar word, and you note the context, and you can be pretty certain that you have at least the gist of the word. So how does this work in Suppose your love language is candy and flowers, and your beloved's love language is clearing a clogged drain. The action may not be what you were hoping for on Valentine's, but if you pay attention to the intent, you'll hear the love in your accent. And speaking of language, sometimes we forget that our language, love language or spoken, culturally defined and understood. Language changes over time, which may be why love language keeps expanding to keep up with the endless creativity that I spoke of earlier. So let me give you a really cute example. When I was teaching communications in the early 2000s, I overheard one of them saying to another that I was fat. Now, anyone even a tiny bit sensitive will know that it took an enormous amount of self-control not to bring down the wrath of God. So I interrupted their conversation to ask just what they meant. Howled. Student, you know, Mrs. B, fat. Me, is that supposed to be a compliment? Student, mentally calculating my illness. Oh, not fat, I mean fat. Me, trying hard to regain my coolness. Can you tell me how you spell that? Student, calculating my age, with my coolness taking yet another dip. P-H-A-T, fat, you know, excellent. I thanked the student for the kind thought and suggested that they just go with old-fashioned words with dinosaurs like me. Changes over time, and love languages are no exception. So one more thought about the correlation between spoken and love language. And then we'll head into the infinite number of love languages that we might employ, but with those with whom we serve the greater good. That's all y'all. It is very helpful to be multilingual, conversant, if not fluent. When we learn a language, it can be useful to learn from native speakers. Mind and realize that there is no such thing as perfection. To make it fun, find ways to use the language in everyday conversation, because you might be able to conjugate verbs but still not speak Spanish. So alrighty, let's get to the heart of the matter of love language. Thank you. It's rough crowd today. I mean love languages and acts of compassion and service. So let me begin by saying that I will immediately leave out someone or something in this very limited exploration. So I will apologize in advance. I also recognize that some of you already have a really strong love language in acts of service. If that is your primary language and way of relating to a world that doesn't love, please do not hear this list as an accusation or a demand that you should do more. You can't do it all. In our time with the children today, although Jeffrey the porcupine really wanted cuddles, he had some limitations in that regard, and he found other ways to give and receive love and care. So, a very tangible example. Our kitchen crew is on deck every Sunday to prepare drinks and snacks for all you ravenous wolves who have completed the marathon that we call worship. Their love language is very tangible, so appreciated. And where do you think all those snacks come from? Not the snack fairy. They arrive from folks whose love language is to bring food, sometimes homemade, sometimes store-bought. Appreciated. If social justice is your passion, then getting involved with the justice advocacy team here at UU Amherst and writing postcards, calling regional representatives, attending and demonstrations, that could be your love language. Do you have some ideas percolating? Barely scratched the surface of the ways to be involved, and yet there is one, and that is saying yes. Can you give someone a ride? Yes. Can you be courageous and loving enough to ask for a ride? Yes. It takes courage, the root of which is heart. The original definition was to speak one's mind by telling one's heart. I'm going to say that nobody is born with that ability. It takes practice, just like learning a new language. To speak one's mind, telling one's heart. My paternal grandmother was famous for often giving people a piece of her mind. She was pretty much always angry and very likely hurt. Maybe she wasn't brave enough to speak up. Maybe she was brave enough to speak up, but she wasn't courageous enough to say why. Courage is a learned trait. Nobody is born with it. Her family of origin did not have the tools or skills to pass on to her. So when she told someone how angry she wasn't able to say that she was angry because she was scared or because she was protecting her loved ones. She didn't have the tools to tell her heart, only to speak her mind. One of the beautiful attributes of Unitarian Universalism is that it accepts us as we are, and it gives us the tools to become better. It's wonderful and healing and affirming to be the recipient of our dedication to the inherent worth and dignity of each individual. But it takes work, spiritual work, to see that worth and dignity in another and think about it. So I like to say, come as you are, but don't stay that way. Speak your mind by telling your heart. This faith will give you space, the tools, and the grace to know not only your mind, but your heart as well. What is your love language? So far, I have focused on gifts of service, but that is just one love language. There are at least others. Does it make your heart happy to offer words of affirmation, to recognize the good in another? See it? Then do that. Do you show love by clearing your calendar and creating the conditions to spend quality time with the people you care about? Do more of that. Giving and receiving gifts is probably one of the most visible and understood of the love languages. We're pretty good at tangible things. But what about the gift of our attention? The gift of a phone call? The gift of letting someone merge into traffic? I believe it's a white Kia Sorento with my license plate. But truly, a small, thoughtful gift of self is priceless. You probably know that infant primate humans will die without physical touch. I don't think we ever outgrow that. I think that in our relationships, it is not hate that will kill our spirits. It's indifference. Love and indifference cannot coexist. Whatever your love language, I have just one overall request. Don't hold back. Be courageous. Speak your mind by telling all your heart. A thing you might do would be to shower the people you love with love. Kathy is going to sing, and then at the appropriate times, we will chime in.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed to play in the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if you feel nice, don't think twice, 'cause shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Oh, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will.
Thank you, Kathy. Making time for an offering of gifts and pledges is an act of faith, an opportunity for us to live into one of the core values of Unitarian Universalism, generosity. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality, because we believe that we pick fruit from trees we did not plant. We drink water from wells we did not drink, and this is as it should be, as long as we dig and plant for those who come after us. The offering will now be gratefully received. We began our service with the lighting of our chalice, and now we extinguish the chalice, not to quench the flame, but to return it to individual hearts, strengthened by this time together, so that we can share our light in the world. Please join me as we extinguish our combined flame and accept the renewed flame in your own heart, that each of us might bring more light and love to a dark and hurting world. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. You'll find many opportunities for growth and service in your order of service and on our website. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson Room, which is right back there through those double doors at the back of the chapel. Or you can go through the lobby. Parents, please remember to gather up your children and bring them to coffee hour. There's a kid-friendly zone at the window end of the Emerson Room, and the kids do love that. And just a few words from Randy Kent about our upcoming annual meeting. There should be music when you walk up the aisle like that.
I've walked up too many aisles. Good morning. I'm Randy Kent, your elected board chair. Excuse me, it seems unaccountably warm in here. Yeah, that was a subtle hint. The new boiler is in place and operating.
Let's do that again.
Reverend Michelle had us turn the heat down in here yesterday because the flowers for the service were wilting. Anyway, I am here to announce that next week, Sunday, February 23rd at noon, we'll hold the 2025 annual meeting of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. In-person attendance is possible, as is attendance via YouTube. You have to sign up for that in advance. As usual, we will be presenting a budget for the year 2025. We will be voting on that budget. We will be voting on our contribution to the Unitarian Universalist Association, of which this church belongs to. We'll also be voting on those people that have volunteered to serve on the board and the church, the endowment trust, and the leadership and nominating committee, as well as a couple of bylaw changes. So one way or another, we hope to see you all there next week.
Thank you, Randy. And Diane Tucker, where are you? Clothing Ministry?
Come up to the microphone. I thought it would be helpful, you know, with the things in the Murray room.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was like,
Surprise party.
spontaneous talking. Hi, my name is Diane Tucker, and I'm part of a crew of people in the clothing ministry. We were formed in order to facilitate recycling of clothing. Didn't go into landfills, and also to serve our neighbors. So outside of where the pantry is located, we also have clothing that is seasonally appropriate. Heavy coats today. Today in the children's area, we have a variety of clothing for little. You're welcome to take whatever you like, and for grandchildren or for your own kids. So thank you.
Thanks, Diane. Thank you, Michelle. And don't forget about our upcoming spaghetti dinner next Sunday, February 23rd from 4 to 7, so it's after the meeting, the congressional meeting. This is a fundraiser for those affected by the California wildfire. It's a free will donation, so we're hoping people can give as generously as they can. Please invite everyone you know. And if you are someone who likes to bake, anybody here like to bake? You like to bake. We'll be making desserts here at the church on Thursday and Friday. See Chief Baker Peggy today after the service. Peggy, where are you? There you are. There's Peggy. See her about the baking. And save the date of April 10th for the Network of Religious Communities Appreciation Dinner. Two of our members, Diane Tucker, who is just up here, and Pam Kent, have been nominated for their tireless volunteering here at UU Amherst. There will be more information regarding the NRC dinner in the upcoming newsletter. I just want to say congratulations for being nominated. Finally, if UU Amherst is starting to feel like home to you, consider becoming a member. See Reverend Michelle after the service if you'd like to know more. And now, please rise in body or spirit, whatever you've got, as we sing our closing blessing. Remain standing afterward for the benediction. Travel light and travel easy, and I'll see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. May the road rise up to greet you, then we pass behind. I will think about you gently, and I'll hold you in my mind.
Now twinkle your eyes at one another. Travel.
Once again, travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend.
All that we have ever loved and all that we have ever been stands with us on the brink of all that we aspire to create: a deeper peace, a larger love, a more embracing hope, a greater generosity of spirit, a deeper joy in this life we share. Go in peace, make a difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Michelle, I gotta tell Sam that the same thing. He's great up there. Yep. You have a wonderful summer. Gregory, wonderful. We don't have a date. We just wanted to see whether the. No, I'm positive you know it. Yeah. I should say it's my least, but it's not my most favorite. It's all right. It's still really well. It's all right. What is your favorite? Broadway play. Now, when you do dentistry, do you have like musical background? How is that going, by the way? You are working as a dentist in an office? Yeah, but do you mind if I ask you where?
Jim